Hi, I'm Katie Semple, and I have been reading one of the great books. I want to tell you about Hard Times by Charles Dickens. This is actually Dickens' least popular novel, and the reason it's his least popular is because it really is a pretty strong reaction against utilitarianism. And so many scholars seem to think that rather than him approaching storytelling purely from the delight of telling a good story, he's trying to write almost an allegorical perspective on utilitarian education in industrial England, which means that the lessons of the book feel a little bit heavy-handed, and he doesn't really provide us with a satisfying ending or a clear positive vision for what a not utilitarian society would look like. And so it's not his best novel, and yet the brilliance of Dickens shines through in every single page. His characters are dear, justice is found in the end, and it's a wonderful book that critiques a real problem that we actually experience in North America in the 21st century as well, which is the tendency to throw everything off the wagon except what we find to be immediately useful. And so Dickens is pointing out that that kind of mentality, utilitarianism, tends to throw out things like imagination, affection, love, a healthy family, and really, if we were to look at it as Christians, we would say a lot of the values that are transcendental and come above pragmatic values. So, what does it look like to read an 18th century novel in light of the greatest book, the Bible? Well, in this case, I think Dickens raises some very legitimate questions and issues, and he portrays them well in the story. The coldness and actually evil brutality of utilitarianism shines through in a way that's really accurate to the real world and how evil utilitarianism can really be. But as Dickens tries to answer these issues within the story, he really falls short of a cohesive worldview that can account for transcendentals and anchor the beauty and importance of things like love, goodness, truth, beauty in the real world. Whereas we as Christians can take the scriptures and find that underneath our desire for all these things is actually the being and existence of God, that God himself is truth, beauty, goodness, all good things flow from him. And so we don't need to confine ourselves to a narrow, cold world that has no room for beauty and love and worship to God and all the things that we enjoy freely as good gifts from him.